When should you change a bit of your plan? When should you change course? Welcome, everyone. It's day 52. Happy Friday. Hope it's been going well. Today, I want to discuss a bit of a topic that maybe you've had on your mind at this stage. Maybe people also in the company, customers, and so on. How do we know that we are on track? When do we have to stay course? Now, obviously, it's very easy to blame 6,000 other things for why things don't go well. And I believe in our company right now, I could probably easily blame two things already. One is the entire drama around the winding up application. So basically my ex-partner. And the other thing is the markets. Well, the markets in the past week has been quite constructive. But this was really for the first 45 days, it was really abysmal. And then obviously with that reputational hangover from the winding up application, stuff is not so easy. So with that, obviously you always have a bit of this question: at what point do you realize you are on the right track, and at what point do you really have to kind of pivot? Any Duke has a really good book called Quit, and about when to quit or when to pivot. And I really like it. And at the end, you have to kind of understand that it's not about going up on a mountain and reaching the peak. It is about getting up and back down. And so the question really is, when should you pivot, or when should you stop climbing on that mountain when you know that otherwise you can't get back down? So in a company, this may mean you run out of money. That basically means your burn is too high for the runway. It means that you lose your passion, you lose your fun. That mission that was there is not there anymore. I think these are really crucial things. Or when you just realize that you're too slow, or that market segment doesn't exist anymore that you thought it was there, right? So it's either that you have to stop kind of experimenting, money's running dry. The other one is your mission is kind of gone. The other one is what you thought was going to work. So your product market fit is not really happening. Doesn't matter if your runway is still high enough, it's not going to happen. And so you just have to be honest with that about yourself. And when you realize this, right, then you kind of have to make either a tough decision in saying, okay, we need to pivot, we need to quit, we need to do something, or you are like, okay, now we're doubling down. I have a right hunch and we're gonna keep going. Now, obviously, you always have to counterbalance that a bit with the circumstances. So if I would just reflect, if I would reflect day one, I mentioned this, I should have quit on day one. I should have closed the company for the very simple reason that, it didn't look so good. And yeah, that was just it. But I said, hey, let's give it 90 more days, 3 more months, and see what happens. And then after 45 days, things didn't really improve much for the very simple reason that it takes a little while to get the locomotive going. But yeah, at the end, the market also wasn't really that good. So now it's this other that's 40 days, for example, where I think hopefully the market's gonna kind of pick up, and we see all these kind of seeds that we've thrown out in the first 45 days. Maybe there's some harvest coming back, and that is then gonna give us a bit of an easier decision. In those 90 days to kind of change the plan, there really has to be a substantial thing that makes you stop or quit the plan. And I think that should be very well discussed, in a sense where maybe you're really burning out in those 90 days or something. Otherwise, you kind of need to stick it through, because at the end, that was the commitment. Remember, we defined this. Failure is not being able to, I don't know, deliver at the end. It means sticking it through. And so I think that's really important. I hope that helps you a bit in the decision making. If you have questions, suggestions, comments, let me know down below. Otherwise, have a good Friday, everyone. Subscribe. See you tomorrow for the weekend. All the best, Julian. Bye-bye.